Hello and bienvenue to Life's Questions and Lessons. I am your host, Charity Youngblood, and I am so excited that you are here with me today. This podcast is unedited because life is unedited. Now let's get started with today's question. How will I protect my energy today? How will I protect my energy today? So one of the biggest lessons that I think that I've ever learned, and the most important lesson that I've ever learned, is how to release the ideas, beliefs, and people that no longer serve me. I'll say that again. How to release the ideas, beliefs, and people that no longer serve me. Definitely is not something easy. And I know we talked about it on the podcast before, but that really has been the way that I have been able to protect my energy. I think sometimes we have relationships, friendships that we've had for years and years and years, and we never think to question if that relationship is still working, if it's still, I was going to say if it's still valid, but that sounds like the wrong word, but that's just the word that came to my mind and my heart. And, I was talking to a friend of mine who had a friend since she was, I don't remember, I think, definitely grade school, maybe like 11 or 12. But this friend was so negative. Every single time they talked, my friend would tell me about just the level of heaviness that was on her after every single call. And I remember asking her, why are you friends with her? She's like, oh, well, we've been friends forever. And I'm like, oh, okay, that sounds like an answer, but go on. Like, I understand that your friendship has spanned decades, but every time you talk about this person, it sounds like she's weighing you down. Her problems are weighing you down. Her negativity is weighing you down. It doesn't really sound like a very healthy friendship. And I remember my friend saying, I never really thought about that. I just, we've been friends for so long. I never thought about not being her friend. And, obviously this is, a certain example that I'm sure you can relate to if you are anywhere close to my age. There's definitely some people in your life that you're like, wait a minute, why are we friends again? And I really encourage you to really look at that. Protecting your energy is so important. If you are in conversations with people who you feel after the conversation more drained, right? More physically drained, more emotionally drained, more mentally drained, I highly encourage you to question why you are having conversations with that person, why you are still friends with that person, because you're basically saying to yourself, my energy is less important than theirs. You are putting yourself behind someone else's needs. And if you're listening to this podcast, we don't do that. You might have played that game prior to listening to this podcast, but as a listener and as a member of this community, we don't play that game. You put yourself first, always, because you cannot show up as the human you are meant to be unless you do that. And part of that, very high at that pyramid, if you will, is protecting your energy. So I really, really challenge you to explore this question in whatever way works best for you. Please explore it in curiosity, as always, not judgment. Be kind to yourself and listen and trust the insights that come through for you. So as always, thank you so much for listening. Please rate and review this podcast wherever you're listening to my words. And if this episode was helpful for you, please share it. We are here on this planet to help each other. So if this was helpful for you, please share it. And until next time, take care.